President Muhammadu Buhari approves the appointment of 6 new permanent secretaries. Relief returns to faces of traders after CBN comply with Supreme Court ruling. Taiwan's Tsai arrives US in spite warnings from China of serious confrontation. And Niger Super 8, an off-season football competition, unveils in Lagos to rekindle affection for the domestic game. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Jane Balagubu. Good day and thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of 6 new permanent secretaries. This was disclosed by the head of Civil Service of the Federation, HCSF, Dr. Folashade Yemi-Eson. The new permanent secretaries are Mahmoud Adam Kambari from Borno State, Eswabana Nko Tsai from Cross River State, Lamuwa Adamu Ibrahim from Gombe State, Yakubu Adam Kofar Mata from Kano State, Olontola Olufemi Michael from Ogun State, and Richard P. Filangua from Taraba State. The head of Civil Service of the Federation said the appointments were made based on competence. The federal government has approved 2 contracts worth 24.20 billion naira for the provision of broadband for free internet in 75 public places, including 20 airports, tertiary institutions, and markets nationwide. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, disclosed this to State House correspondents on Wednesday after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa. According to him, 2 memoranda were related since the both were focused on providing free internet connectivity services, explaining further that the second one was complementary to a similar approval last year. He said both memos is discovered to provide broadband to the institutions at the price of approximately 24.20 billion naira, and the project is going to be implemented by the Nigerian Communications Commission. The minister stated that the duration for the project is 4-month minimum and maximum of 5 months, and there is a budgetary provision for that. Also, the fund to sponsor the implementation has been secured by the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. On his part, Minister of Environment Mohammed Abdullahi said Council also approved 2 major contracts for the construction of a Center of Excellence for Environmental Restoration, Kwara in Kana Council, area of River State, and a 100-bed specialist hospital in Ogoni. He said these projects are aimed at facilitating efficient and cost-effective approaches to contamination management and environmental restoration, while supporting the well-being and welfare of the people who have been impacted by the negative effects of contamination in those areas. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Works and Housing received what seemed to be the biggest approval at the council meeting, as the Minister of State for the ministry, Umar El Yaqub, disclosed that for his 2 memoranda, FEC approved the sum of 95.98 billion naira. He said the first memorandum was for the award of contract for the dualization of the Akure-Ita Ubolu Ijuado-Ekiti state border on the Ondo state side, with a completion period of 24 months. In the same vein, the Ministry of Aviation got approval for construction of 150-room capacity hostel for over 2 billion naira, according to the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who briefed on behalf of the Minister, Khadi Sirika. Joy has returned to the faces of market traders as buyers return to the markets with cash to patronize them. Traders at Pata Market told our reporter that the pain and suffering they went through during the cash crunch month is worse than a city lockdown, saying though they lost so many customers due to their inability to access funds, but appreciated governors who took it upon themselves to approach Supreme Court for relief. They blame CBN governor for the poor execution of a good conceptualization of redesigning the Naira notes, saying Nigerians will be happy now. Our reporter, Jennifer Odimayo, has more.
A 7-member panel of the court led by John Okoro unanimously directed that the CBN must continue to receive the old notes from Nigerians. The court held that the directive of the President Muhammadu Buhari for the redesign of the new notes and withdrawal of the old notes without due consultation is invalid. A few weeks after the ruling, cash crunch seems to remain. Then the Nigeria Labour Congress, just after the body announced to picket all CBN branches and to declare a nationwide strike. The CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, immediately provided the old notes across banks, which appeared to pay off. And as of today in the city of Lokoja, normalcy is gradually returning. Traders expressed their joy and confirmed that customers are now patronizing them with cash. They appreciated the Supreme Court for listening to the cry of the masses.
In fact, I'm even overjoyed as I'm coming here now. There is the money with me now. So last 2 weeks, there is no money in the bank. You will go here, and at the end of the day, you will not be able to get your money. But for the past some days now, at least the federal government are pushing up the money and everything is well okay now.
There's a lot of difference with what is happening now in the market sector, unlike the experiences some weeks ago. Yeah, it's fair.
Network, to do transfer, no network, no cash, no network. So it wasn't easy, but now I think it's quite better.
We go through stressful, but now we are happy because of this money. What you want to buy something, you hold your cash and you buy. And even up till now, some people are still saying that exactly the amount that they wanted to collect from the bank, they will not give them. But as time goes on, I believe things will be okay. And there's no much queue again in the bank. So they really try.
Meanwhile, Hannah Onojo lamented that over the last few months, she has been in debt due to failed transaction and a bad network from the bank. She urged the banks and the CBN to work together for the betterment of the society at large.
Everybody should, I myself, I'm happy because it's all this while, if I'm coming, this is the name of my customer. If I'm coming, I have to come without no cash. And she needs to give us what we need. At the end of the day, if you can be able to transfer, even sometimes you try to transfer, it will not even go. Like quite right now, we are still owing her. I don't even know that my madam will not even pay. Until I get there and say, I will not see anything, I say, okay, no problem. Now, but over since 3 market now, I have to try to bring in cash to be giving her, and she's happy. During that time, a lot of people, especially me, we go through stressful, but now we are happy because of this money.
In the same vein, Fatima thanked God, saying relief has come. She thereby called on the government to work on access roads to help those in rural areas to move their goods and services to market in the urban areas.
That government will help us, we poor people. We poor people, we no get anywhere. We no get an office to stay. Our own help. When we have enough water and a road here, repair road, water, fuel, Honda, all that is a poor man people because we trade out, they go market. If you transport to cost, as you pay for a motor, you sit down and calculate the money before you sell your market. What if the cost of that is the cost of fuel cost? So make it help us.
The Supreme Court had earlier extended the validity of the 200 naira, 500 naira and 1000 naira notes till 31st December. The people prayed that the new money should be in circulation before the old money stopped being legal tender, to avoid the same hardship experienced before the Apex Court intervention. From Lokoja, Jennifer Odimayo reporting for MLC TV.
The Lagos State government has said investment in knowledge and relevant skills for internal auditors remain a top priority of the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The special advisor to the governor on internal audit, Abayomi Oluyomi, said this at the opening ceremony of a training session for auditors across ministries, departments and agencies in Ikeja, the state capital. Oluyomi said the training with the theme Auditing as the Cornerstone in Public Service brought to the fore the special position that auditing occupies in public service. In her remarks, the Permanent Secretary, Office of Internal Audit, Kikelomo Daudu, charged the auditors to continue to be alive to their responsibilities to the service, as this would spur the state to continue to train and retrain members of staff for optimal performance. She said as internal auditors, they can recommend changes to improve processes and follow up on the implementation of different innovative strategies in auditing based on well-researched findings. The World Health Organization's study in 2018 revealed that the use of skin bleaching cream is prevalent among 77% of Nigerian women, which is the highest in Africa compared to 59% in Togo, 35% in South Africa, and 27% in Senegal. These scary statistics have shown that the menace of bleaching creams in Nigeria has become a national health emergency that requires a multifaceted regulatory approach. Discovered by medical experts that these creams cause damage to vital organs in the body, skin irritation, allergy, skin burn, rashes, wrinkles, and prolonged healing of wounds. To buttress this, the National Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) recently alarmed over the proliferation of dangerous and unregulated bleaching cream in the market, which is likened to a pandemic. Our reporter tells us more.
It is against this backdrop a consultant, family physician, Dr. Onifade Adefumilola of the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, Kogi State, expressed displeasure over the use of bleaching cream as a large percentage of people, including men and women. Children are not also left out in the use of these harmful substances. She stressed that this cream contains chemicals that are harmful to the body if constantly used, adding that there are some recommended creams by doctors to patients for a particular period, and such products should not be purchased without a doctor's prescription.
Some products to lighten whether some areas of the skin or the whole skin. And these products could include creams, tablets, injectables, and there are even some medical therapies too that are used, such as laser and some chemical pills. There are a lot of complications that are associated with it, apart from the fact that there are some benefits. And when you get to developed countries, you see that a lot of creams that contain some of these things that are used in this bleaching, they are not accessible because they are not sold over the counter. And then the Food and Drug Administration too try to, moderate their use.
The health expert said it affects the skin and penetrates to cause blood vessels and kidney damage.
So some of the side effects or complications that could be experienced while using skin bleaching products could include things like nephrotic syndrome. Nephrotic syndrome is a condition in which the blood vessels of the kidneys are destroyed. And the blood vessels are actually, the kidney is an organ that is meant to excrete waste and water. So when the blood vessels are destroyed, you can project into what you expect. And then you see somebody presenting with maybe puffiness of the face. You see the person is just adding weight unnecessarily. And then you see the person will have like leg swelling too. And you begin to wonder what exactly is the problem with this person.
Dr. Onifade Adefumilola confirmed that the bleaching creams contain mercury that is poisonous and could cause memory loss, shaking of the body, peeling of the skin, itching, redness, skin turns blue-black, thereby exposing the veins that destroy the cells of the skin that produces melanin pigment in skin, among others. She admonished that policies should be put in place to clamp down on sales of this product, except in cases where a doctor prescribed it.
The skin that sometimes the person is even trying to bleach could have some things like contact dermatitis. Researchers have found that people that use most of these bleaching products, they come down with contact dermatitis. And what do I mean by contact dermatitis? When such a person comes in contact with some products, you see the person will begin to react to it. And some of this reaction could be peeling of the skin, there could be itching, there could be redness, there could be swelling, and a whole lot of other things. Then there are some other conditions too in which you can begin to see the skin turning blue-black. You begin to see blue-black pigments on their skin. And invariably, it even makes the skin lighter and destroys the cells of the skin that produces a chemical that is called melanin in the body. Now, what exactly is the benefit? There's a saying that says that black is beautiful. So everybody is not supposed to be fair, and everybody is not supposed to be black. Variety is the spice of life. You have some black, you have some fair. So why do you want to change your skin color? My advice is that the risk is far more than the benefit.
She equally advised people to stay away from such products that are harmful to their health and encouraged them to be proud of their skin color. Jennifer Odimayo, reporting for MLC TV.
It was a moment of celebration for the staff and inmates of the Nigerian Correctional Service Akwa Ibom State Command as the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Justice Ekaite Fabian Obots, visited the 4 custodial centers in the command, Ikot Abasi, Eket, Ikot Ekpene, and Uyo, for inspection tour and jail delivery exercise of the correctional centers in the state, releasing 45 inmates from the facilities. This was disclosed by the Public Relations Officer, Nigerian Correctional Service Akwa Ibom State Command, Richard Metong. He stated that the Chief Judge was received by the Controller of Corrections, Akwa Ibom State Command, CCS Julius Ezugu, in the company of the officers in charge of the various facilities, commended the efforts of the Nigerian Correctional Service in the management of the custodian centers in the state. He said his lordship also used the opportunity of the inspection to donate some welfare relief materials to the inmates of the 4 facilities in the state and expressed her satisfaction with the clean environment of the centers, especially in Ikot Abasi and Ikot Ekpene, and further recommended a total relocation of Eket and Uyo custodial centers to better locations, urging the leadership of the Nigerian Correctional Service to liaise with the state government to facilitate the process. The Controller of Corrections, Akwa Ibom State Command CCS Julius Ezugu, in his remark, appreciated his lordship for her magnanimity towards the inmates in the area of welfare and for painstakingly reviewing cases of all the awaiting trial persons in custody, which culminated in the release of 45 inmates, including 2 nationals of the Republic of Niger. Now on politics.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, his deputy Noimot Salako Oyedele alongside 25 others were on Thursday presented their certificate of return. The event, which was held at the state headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, was attended by heads of security agencies in the state, management members of the commission, and the National Commissioner in charge of Ogun, Ondo and Osun, Professor Kunle Ajayi, among others.
On behalf of all of us that are newly elected and certified this afternoon, I proclaim a renewed dedication to the vision of this administration, which is a vision of increased prosperity to our people. This is also a call of renewed hope.
The brief ceremony was held under tight security. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, his deputy Obafemi Hamzat, and the state lawmakers-elect have received their certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Sanwo-Olu, in his remarks after receiving his certificate of return this Thursday at INEC Secretariat Yaba, urged INEC to continue to raise the bar of future elections, just as he called on Lagos residents to hold his administration accountable when he commences the next phase of another 4 years journey on May 29.
For the rule of law and for being law-abiding. That's what Lagosians is all about, and that's who we are. The ability for us to continue to be resilient and live peacefully. And this simple but more important event has further confirmed, to us that we can indeed live peacefully and uniquely amongst ourselves. Elections are over, politicking is over, governance, which is a critical state of purposeful leadership, is what is on the beat now, is what is on course, and we believe, like we've assured Lagosians, that we will even do, a more bigger job, quicker, faster, and better than we have done in the last 4 years.
The Supreme Court on Thursday in Abuja nullified the purported participation of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the February 25 senatorial election in Gombe South Senatorial District of Gombe State. The Apex Court kicked out APC and its purported candidate Joshua Lidani out of the senatorial contest on the ground that the party failed to conduct a primary election known to law for the purpose of candidate nomination. Delivering judgment in an appeal brought before it by the APC, the Supreme Court held that the party murdered internal democracy in the ways and manners its primary election for Gombe South senatorial candidate nomination was conducted. Among others, the APC primary election panel that conducted the primary election allocated the same figure to all the senatorial aspirants that participated in the purported primary election result sheet. In the same vein, the report of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) monitoring team read in the open court confirmed that no primary election was conducted at the time the monitoring team left the venue due to the threat to lives, but only heard that figures were allocated to all aspirants later. Although the APC made spirited efforts to persuade the justices, the persuasion was, however, rejected as the Apex Court upheld the concurrent findings of both the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal to the effect that the party did not comply with laws in the conduct of the purported primary election. In a unanimous judgment delivered by Justice John Iyang Okoro, the Supreme Court scolded APC for turning the head of internal democracy upside down. Justice Okoro said primary election must be conducted in accordance with the laws, regulations and guidelines of political parties. It is crystal clear that the appellant APC did not do well in the instant case, and the implication is that the party has no candidate in the last senatorial election in the Gombe South senatorial district. If they won the senatorial election, too bad for it because it was no lawful candidate, and if it lost in the election, the better for it, the court held. Justice Okoro subsequently dismissed the appeal by the APC.
The National Assembly Service Commission has confirmed the appointment of Magaji Tambuwal as the clerk to the National Assembly. His appointment was confirmed in a statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs of the Commission, Janet Mambula. Tambuwal's appointment was said to have been approved at the 573rd meeting of the Commission held on Wednesday, 29th of March. It added that the confirmation takes immediate effect. The Commission also confirmed Ogulano Kamoru as the Deputy Clerk to the National Assembly. Prior to his appointment as the Clerk to the National Assembly, Tambuwal was the Secretary of the Directorate of Finance and Accounts in the National Assembly Service Commission. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back.
The time as suggested in the motion.
From 31st January to June 31st, 2023, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
Do you know what it takes to lead?
Do you understand what is politics? Do you have issues concerning the way we play politics? Do you have reservations about some political mugu? Do you want to serve or be served? Do you want to contest? Do you want to occupy any political office or be in charge of your world? All this and many more are what we discuss right here in the political arena. A program where we trash and arrange, condemn and commend, celebrate and blame all that play out in politics. Do not be told. Join me, Warner Balagubu, every Saturday by 7 p.m. to throw more light on why we play politics the way we do and how we can play it better. Political Arena, building a government of the people and for the people. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. Now on crime. The Department of State Services said it had identified some unnamed key players planning for an interim government in the country. Describing the plan as an aberration, the DSS said the plan would undermine civil rule as well as plunge the country into an avoidable crisis. These were disclosed in a statement by the spokesperson for the service, Peter Afunanya. The statement was titled, DSS Confirms Plot for Interim Government by Misguided Political Actors. Afunanya said these political actors have had several meetings where he said they were planning to sponsor violent protests in major cities in the country, which would lead to a declaration of a state of emergency. He said the planners in their many meetings have weighed various options, which include, among others, to sponsor endless violent mass protests in major cities to warrant a declaration of state of emergency. Another is to obtain frivolous court injunctions to forestall the inauguration of new executive administrations and legislative houses at the federal and state levels. Afunanya added that this service would take legal means possible to ensure the stability of democracy in the country. He said, consequently, the service strongly warns those organizing to thwart democracy in the country to retract from their devious schemes and orchestrations. Now on foreign. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen has arrived in New York to criticism from China, which warned the U.S. of serious repercussions. Ms. Tsai is transiting through the U.S. on her way to Central America, but she may meet with U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy on her return leg. China has condemned any such meeting and says if it goes ahead, it could lead to a serious confrontation. In response, the U.S. has said Beijing should not overreact to Tsai's trip. The U.S. hopes to see a normal, uneventful transit, the White House's national security spokesperson, John Kirby, said, noting that this is Tsai's 7th transit through the U.S. during her time as Taiwan's leader. He said in a press briefing that this is common occurrence. Other presidents of Taiwan have transited the United States. Nothing unusual about this. This will be the 29th U.S. transit by a sitting president in Taiwan since the first in 1994. She's due to fly to Guatemala and Belize this week, in a visit to shore up alliances in Central America before returning through Los Angeles, where a meeting with a senior U.S. political leader could take place, U.S. outlets have reported. Eswatini has denied a report that it committed some public assets as collateral in case the government failed to pay Taiwan loans. A local website had on 26 March reported that the government pledged to forfeit 2 national assets in case it failed to repay a loan for their construction. Eswatini took a loan from Taiwan's Exim Bank for the construction of the International Convention Center and 5-star hotels Fish to host government offices and meetings. In a statement, Eswatini Economic Planning and Development Minister Tambuwal said he was not aware of such an agreement, saying Eswatini laws do not allow pledging public assets as collateral for loans. Gina said the report created an erroneous and regrettable disinformation campaign against a loyal and steadfast ally of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Gina said the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini, bilateral cooperation with the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, which dates back to 1968, is above board and conforms to the Constitution and the country's laws. Eswatini is the only African state and one of 14 countries worldwide that maintain diplomatic relations with Taiwan, which China regards as a breakaway province. Taiwan and Eswatini are set to celebrate 55 years of diplomatic ties in September. And over to Joy Dada for the entertainment news.
Thanks for joining me on Entertainment segment. I am Joy Dada. Music star Davido releases tracklist of his upcoming album, Timeless. What Jojo Siwa thought was a cute puppy video turned into a much funnier moment. As his fans across the world await his upcoming album, Nigerian megastar Davido has finally announced the tracklist for the album Timeless, which is set for a release on Friday, March 31st, 2023. The award-winning hitmaker made the announcement across his social media pages, which has created excitement worldwide. The upcoming album, he said, consists of 17 tracks with features from exciting Nigerian and international artists including Fave, Asake and Caveman. For the international collaborations, there is British-Nigerian rapper Skepta, multi-Grammy winner Angelique Kidjo, South African singer Musa Keys, and Jamaican dancehall star Dexa Dabs. Davido also unveiled two new artists, namely Logos, Olori, and Marivi, who are signed to Davido Music worldwide label. Timeless is coming off the back of his 2022 release, Stand Strong, which surprisingly doesn't make the album. The 19-year-old YouTuber took to TikTok to share a throwback clip from when she first got her puppy, moving the kid pup around to the soundtrack of the Black Eyed Peas, Hate, Boom Boom Paw. Found this in my draft from when I first got this baby boy. Siwa captioned the post with wide-eye emojis. But commenters were quick to notice in the background of the video that Siwa's other dog hunched over to poop before sniffing the clearly visible nugget and walking away. Joy Dada, reporting for MLC TV.
Thank you, Joy, for the entertainment update. A former Grand Khadi of Kwara State Sharia Court of Appeal, Justice Abdulmatalib Ahmad Ambali, retired, is dead. He died in the wee hours of Thursday at the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, Okeoyi, after a brief illness. The late jurist was the second Grand Khadi after late Justice Abdulkadri Orire and pioneer Chief Registrar of Kwara State Sharia Court of Appeal. He spent 7 years in office as Grand Khadi from 2001 to 2008. And that is the size of our package today. If you like what we do and willing to support us, please click the notification button by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Malakai TV. Like and follow our Facebook pages, MLC TV and MLC TV2, Instagram MLC TV 2021, and Twitter MLC TV1. For your events, coverage, information, appearances on any of our programs, contributions, comments, advert placements, or sponsorship, please call or send SMS to any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Also join Malakai TV online to watch our various weekend programs, Saturdays 7 p.m. Political Arena, Sundays 6 p.m. Women's World, and Mondays 9 a.m. The Opinion. It is Malakai TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a peaceful, happier, and a better society together. I am Jane Balagbubu. Thanks for watching. Good day. See you tomorrow.